but you're holding me back, and that's a sound. There we go. Hello. Good morning. It took a long time for this live to start, so if I was singing and you caught me singing, that would be why. So today we are talking about truth testing and what truth looks like for you. And I've got a very, very active kitty in the background, so I'm sure that she will be very distracting this morning. Okay. Especially this is really good for everybody if, for you guys, if you're empaths. Empath, not empath. With an E, not an I. If you're empaths and you often go somewhere or have a thought that maybe you're around people or you just have a thought pop in your head that feels like your thought, but it doesn't make you feel light. So, do you know what I'm talking about when I say does it make you feel light or does it make you feel dark? Like does it make you feel positive or does it make you feel negative? I think that's probably a good way to say it. Sometimes when I talk about energy, people are like, what are you talking about? But really, it's about feelings and tapping into feelings and how are you feeling. So just, I don't know, tap into that part of yourself. Does it bring you up or does it bring you down? You are essentially a being of light. So, we are in this physical body, our consciousness is in this physical body, but our consciousness is so much bigger than this physical container that we are living in, which is amazing because there's so many more possibilities. And it's part of the work that I get to do with um, feeling younger and more vital and teaching women and men too, but teaching women and men how to actually grow younger. And I have trouble saying it because it sounds like such a vain thing to say, but for me, it's not about like um, something that I get to have bragging rights on. It's more like something that every morning I wake up without pain. Every morning I wake up and I'm excited to do life. Every morning I wake up and there's something that I can accomplish, that I can achieve. Um, and I should say without chronic pain. I mean, there's mornings I wake up and I maybe worked out too hard the day before, or maybe, um, maybe it's that time of the month or something. I don't know, but I'm not perfect, but definitely feeling more alive. So wake up without chronic pain. And it's not because of anything, special DNA or because, this is how my parents are or were, or this is how, I don't know, whatever. It's just because of the choices that I've made and how I've chosen to live my life. And because of realizing that we are a bigger consciousness than we than our bodies, than what we're stuck with or what we think we're stuck with. And so they're realizing that time has no beginning or end, and realizing that our thoughts don't just stay stuck in our heads. So that's part of this feeling, not feeling worthy. That's part of what I wanted to say today about truth testing and finding your truth, because you are a being of light. And so bringing you back to that place of light, bringing all of us back to that place of light consciously throughout the day, where we realize that we have a choice to think lighter thoughts, think thoughts that are positive, that bring us up in our mood and our, physiology and our being, or thoughts that bring us down. So Yeah, what I was saying before is like, if you're out somewhere in a room or all of a sudden you have a negative thought, one of the tools that you can use is to become aware and just ask. Again, it's all about asking the question. Awareness is about asking the question. It's not about the judgment of saying, oh, this is what's going on. It's about saying, what is going on? So just ask, is this mine? Is this thought mine? And if you notice your body lighten up and just kind of take a breath and feel more positive, it's not yours. That consciousness that's trying to impose itself on you is your awareness because you're empathic. So a lot of times empaths are much more aware than they know they are, than they think they are about other consciousnesses that are going on around them. And actually part of this awakening, part of this feminine awakening in the earth right now, this shift that's going on has a lot to do with people realizing that we are a consciousness and that every time an empath allows their consciousness to shift, it actually changes the universal consciousness. So every time you send a thought back, you realize that thought's not yours or that feeling isn't yours, and you send it back, either send it back to source, which is ideal because it goes back to the light, or send it back to its creator. I personally like to send it back to source so that the consciousness, I feel like the consciousness shifts easier that way and is more complete. The shift is more complete. So every time you send that thought back, then, like I said, the consciousness starts to shift because there's a cleansing that happens, there's a shift that happens. And it's almost as if it's really an empath's job to daily monitor what thoughts are coming in so that we become the ones that are making the shift. And I know that most of my friends are empathic. Um, Other empaths tend to draw empaths towards themselves. Other spiritual people tend to have spiritual people around them. So I know that most of the people in this group, people that are watching, and I'm not saying you're wrong if you're not an empath. Um, Empath is just a term that means that we are aware of not just our feelings or emotions, but other people's feelings and emotions too. We have a heightened awareness of it. And so it's not even impossible to become an empath if that's something that if that's something that you want to do. It's not wrong or right. It just is what it is. Um, but I'm sure even people who maybe don't feel others' emotions or don't feel others' ideas or thoughts, they're probably also wondering what is right for me right now? What is right for me in this situation? What feels light? What feels good? What feels peaceful? What feels happy? Sometimes we get stuck, though, because a lot of us who are empathic or just have anxiety are overthinkers and we overthink. And so when we're doing things like that, it helps to have an external tool. Now, I told you this before, it might seem a little bit strange. So if you are willing to open up your ideas and your consciousness, and if you are willing to throw away your fear, then I would invite you to listen to the rest of what I have to say. Um, One way that you can truth test is to just stand up and notice. So, truth testing is about finding the base for your body first. So just stand up and ask yourself, um, is my name Amanda? Well, your name, obviously not mine. And see what your body does. For me, my body moves forward. It's almost as if it's a confirmation of moving forward into the truth. But it you need to find what your truth is, and that's the whole point of this. So ask your body a truth question and see what your body does first. Okay, you can't do what everybody else does. Generally, it's the same for everyone else because that's a similar consciousness, which is a similar, we move forward into the truth, we step away from lies, right? But, whatever, your understanding of truth and lies and what you do with them might be different. So ask your body a truth question first, and a question that you know what the answer is and you know that that's true for you. So names are great places to start. And then ask your body a lie. Is my name Bob? I'm sorry if your name is Bob, but obviously that would be true for you. So, and see what your body does with that. For me, my body actually will rock backwards. So just become aware. Again, awareness, awareness, awareness is key, and just become aware of what your body does. So if you have a question that you don't know the answer to, if you have something that you're struggling with that you just, can't seem to figure out, or don't know the answer to something, just try it. The idea is to start to stay in what's light and right for you, because all of us have, we're all moving towards autonomy as humans. Um, and that doesn't mean that you don't care about another human, or that you're not attached to anybody. It just means that you are moving towards thinking your own thoughts and being contained in your own being. Okay, so last time I talked about control dramas and how we have these cords and these contracts and these pulls, these energetic pulls from other humans, and that's the way that we interact with them. Um, did I talk about that a lot? I don't know. I was kind of interrupted by a kitten, so I may have forgotten. But that is how we interact with them, is these pulls and these cords and contracts and energetic charges, right? So the idea of becoming an autonomous human is to not interact with them and these negative charges. There's four of them. There's the interrogator, the intimidator, the somebody who plays aloof, and the victim. So when you interrogate, you are always asking questions, but the answer to the question, if you're asking questions of somebody, the answer to the question is never right. Okay, they can never give you a right answer. You always want to interrogate them. Intimidation means that you're a bully, that you're always just trying to bully somebody, or somebody's always trying to bully you, whatever. Victim means that you're always playing the victim, that you're always wrong, and often in relationships, one person's the victim and one person's the bully. That often happens because it's a cord and a contract and an energetic pull that um, that humans used to interact with each other in that way. And like I said, we are making this shift in consciousness, but it's going to take more of us to understand this, to understand that those cords and contracts do not need to exist. We don't have to have those pulls, those energetic pulls anymore on each other. Oh, and then the fourth one is aloof, where someone's always asking you, what's up, what's going on, trying to get information out of you, but you don't want to give it because you like that energy that is being given to you by that other person paying attention to you. So, just become aware. Become aware of where you do this in your life. Become aware of where others do this in your life to you, with you, I should say, because it's a court and a contract that you agreed to somehow, somewhere before birth, before you came in. There was a court and a contract. And this is with every person in your entire life that you have ever met. So the idea of truth testing is to start to understand what is mine, what mental chatter isn't mine, to start to become autonomous. And this is a journey, you guys. This is not like, one day one day I woke up and realized, hey, I'm autonomous. This is a journey, and it starts with one thought and then another one and then another one. And it's a different way of interacting with humans because you don't need to interact with those courts and those contracts. Okay. If you want more information about this, you can definitely message me. Most of you should know where to find me, on Instagram, uncommon_love, or on Facebook. You can go to the Mindset Meditation group, or you can just find me, Amanda Wallace, on Facebook. Or you can message me, if you have my email address, mariew_23@hotmail.com. So any of those, yeah, if you have any questions about cords and contracts and getting rid of those, deleting and destoring is great. That's a great tool to use, which we've already talked about and I've already taught you. And so now we're on to truth testing, which is starting to become aware of what truth is for you. So um, there is always more individual work that we can do, and there is always more questions that people have. But this is a great start because awareness is key. Awareness is key. It's probably like 99% of the shift is actually becoming aware that there needs to be a shift, right? So I am going to, we're going to meditate about truth. What is truth? What is truth for you? Everywhere that you have created a lie around that, or everything that stops you from understanding your truth, will you delete and destroy that? Will you uncreate that? So that we can move forward into truth and what that looks like for you. Truth is, I guess maybe that's where my brain is going. Truth is what is light and right for you. It is not what is light and right for the whole entire world. Okay. Because we are light beings, there is generally a general consensus of, what truth is. Like, obviously, nothing, don't hurt other humans, no violence, no meanness, no, nothing that would intentionally hurt another human being, obviously. Sometimes what's true for you may unintentionally hurt another human being. But then, you work on that relationship, you work on that. That's an opportunity to work on um, understanding. Understanding that is, I think, the ultimate truth for all of us is becoming more understanding, compassionate, empathetic human beings, becoming aware of something we didn't see before. And I think that's why truth for all of us is individual. Because if you have a symmetrical idea of truth and it's true all across the board, there's no room to understand. There's no room for something different. There's no room for an opportunity to grow as a human in a relationship with anybody, because there's no room to be empathetic, to be understanding, to grow your own consciousness, and to be more than you um, than you had perceived before that you could be, right? It's all about perception. It's all about what am I seeing in this moment, which is why we ask the question, which is why we ask, what can I do, say, be, think, create, generate in this moment to be more, right? Because it's all about what did I perceive previously. Excuse me. I didn't have my coffee yet. What did I perceive previously that wasn't working for me? What do I need to know? How can it turn out any better than this? How can this turn out better than I could have expected it to? Right? Because our limited brains like to think in terms of limitations and expectations, which is why I love teaching this stuff, because once we get outside of our brains, once we get outside and realize our consciousness is so much bigger, the possibilities are literally limitless. So, okay, I said we're going to meditate, and I talked for another, like, probably 10 minutes, so let's meditate. Clearly, this is something that is exciting for me and that I'm very passionate about. So, I hope that what I have to say makes sense. I hope it helps you guys. I hope that you enjoy watching this as much as I enjoy producing it. Please hit the subscribe button. Invite your friends to the Meditation and Mindset page on Facebook. It's public. Just let people know that they can join every weekday morning for some mindset shifting and some meditation. And probably a little bit of entertainment here and there. I don't know if you guys noticed my channel. You know, I love teaching mindset shifting and meditation, but I also love to entertain, and I love to just bring joy and happiness and see people smile. So, my channel may or may not have some sort of entertainment happening on it every once in a while. Just getting some music. Nope. 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 There we go. That's better. So if you've ever been a client of mine, and I may have told you this story before, I think one of my pet peeves is when I'm massaging somebody and I've got some kind of music on that's relaxing people, and all of a sudden, like, these monks come on. Nothing against monks, that's awesome, but it's so distracting when there's like this one mood in the music and then it just totally shifts, and it's almost as distracting as if, like, some kind of, I don't know, AC/DC started playing or something, which would be cool too if that's what you wanted in your massage. Some people actually ask for that. But anyways, the point is, if you're in one mood and then you just totally switch to another mood, it's just so distracting. Anywho, let's get to meditating. So either sit or lay down, whatever you prefer, and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. Okay. And today, we're going to just do something a little bit different. Today we're going to become aware of our consciousness and our energy outside of our body, just maybe about 5 inches for now outside of our body. Become aware of your consciousness and your energy outside of your body. Good. Now bring that energy inside of your body. And then send it down to the center of the earth. Good. Now bring it back up again. And then send your energy up through the top of your head, up to source, and down. Connect with the light and invite the light down into your body. And let your body just fill up with light. Good. If you have any stuck spaces when you're doing this, then please contact me and we can work on that together. But for now, if there's any stuck spaces where the light can't come through, the energy doesn't move, just give it permission to come through that area of your body. Take a deep breath in and out. Good. Will you delete and destory, uncreate everything within you and outside of you that keeps you from feeling your truth? And take a deep breath in and out. What would it feel like to know your truth today? What would it feel like to have all that mental chatter, to know what to do with all that mental chatter? What would it feel like to be able to send it back? Would that feel light and airy? What would it feel like to know your truth? What would it feel like to know your truth about your relationships? What would it feel like to know your truth about your finances? What would it feel like to know your truth about your career? What would it feel like to know your truth about who you are? To really know who that light being is, to really get to know that consciousness. Good. And once you have that feeling, just pull it in from the universe. Pull down that energy more. Good. And put that into your heart. And let it start to trickle out and beat with every heartbeat, beat out into the universe. And when you're ready, come back and just open your eyes. How does that feel? It feels so good to me. It feels like a breath of fresh air. So, thank you for joining me this morning. I hope that you found some useful tools, and I will see you all tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, we will talk about expanding your consciousness, I think. But we'll see. Tomorrow's another day. And anything can happen because the possibilities are limitless. So we will talk to you all tomorrow.